Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Gunnar. One might think that Gunnar is related closely to the name Gunnar, when in fact each name has distinctly different etymologies. While Gunnar, with an E, is the transferred use of an English surname, Gunnar, with an A, comes from an Old Norse personal name Gunnar, related to Gunther. Gunnar is derived from the Old Norse elements gunnr meaning war and arr meaning warrior, so the name essentially means warrior. Gunnar is also a character in Norse mythology. He was the son of Juki and Grimhild, the king and queen of the Burgundians. He was also the brother of beautiful Gudrun, the best friend of hero Sigurd, and the husband of female warrior Brünhildr. The most prominent of Gunnar legends revolves around his wife. Brünhildr was a beautiful female warrior and powerful Valkyrie who was cursed by the Norse god Odin after she disobeyed his wishes during battle. Brünhildr was put under a sleeping spell and her castle was encircled by a ring of fire. She could only be freed by the most valiant warrior willing to cross the flaming ring and rescue her. Sigurd spotted the beauty, crossed the fire and fell in love with her, but Gunnar's mother, Grimhild, wanted Sigurd to marry her daughter Gudrun and so concocted a magical love potion that would make him forget about Brünhildr and fall in love with Gudrun. In the meantime, Gunnar wanted the fair maiden Brünhildr for himself, although he and his horse were unable to cross the ring of fire. Through the use of Grimhild's magic again, Sigurd was briefly transformed into Gunnar and sent through the flames to fetch the sleeping beauty. After Gunnar and Brünhildr were married, she discovered that she had been tricked. Furious with Sigurd, the one truly worthy of her hand, she asked her husband to kill his own BFF. But since Gunnar and Sigurd had sworn an oath of brotherhood, Gunnar would be breaking his pledge by murdering his friend. Instead, he conspired to have someone else kill Sigurd. With friends like this, who needs enemies, right? Distraught by the death of her one true love, Brünhildr committed suicide at Sigurd's funeral. In the end, when Gunnar refused to disclose where he had hidden Sigurd's treasure to Atli, Old Norse name for Attila the Hun, Gunnar was thrown into a pit of venomous snakes, and Gudrun threw her brother a harp. He played that harp so beautifully that he enchanted all the snakes to sleep, except for one. And it was this last adder who killed Gunnar. As a given name, Gunnar is very popular in Iceland and the Faroe Islands. It's not as high-ranking in other Nordic countries today. Personality of the boy named Gunnar. The 3 energy is powerful and enthusiastic. These personalities are cheerful, full of self-expression, and often quite emotional. They have an artistic flair and gift of gab that makes them natural entertainers. Their joyfulness bubbles over, and their infectious exuberance draws a crowd. The 3 personality is like a child, forever young and full of delight. They are charming, witty, and generally happy people. The 3 personality lives in the now and has a spontaneous nature. 3 seem to live with a bright and seemingly unbreakable aura that attracts others to them. In turn, they are deeply loyal and loving to their friends and family. Luck also has a tendency to favor number 3s. Popularity of the boy named Gunnar. Gunnar first came onto the American male naming scene in 1991. Despite the name's evidence rooted in ancient Nordic mythology, Gunnar is a relatively new name for Americans. In fact, we can't help but wonder if some parents are confusing it with Gunnar. We almost did. Gunnar is not a particularly popular name in the United States, but it is familiar and used with very mild moderation. Some people are not huge fans of the tough guy image portrayed by the gun suffix, but in reality, as a Nordic name, Gunnar is not pronounced like Gunnar, Gonar versus Gunna, respectively. While Gunnar has its etymological roots in heavy artillery, Gunnar is equally as masculine with its warrior meaning. But we would argue that Gunnar is slightly more dimensional given his mythological background. Quick facts on Gunnar. Gender, boy. Origin, Nordic. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 396. Pronunciation, Gonar, Gunna. Simple meaning, warrior. Characteristics of Gunnar. social, dramatic, popular, happy, communicative, optimistic, creative. Cultural references to the baby name, Gunnar. Famous people named Gunnar. Gunnar Hansen, actor. Gunnar Bjarnstrand, Swedish actor. Gunnar Gunnarsson, author.